Birmingham Street, narrowly missing a passing family. It happened in Tyseley. Initially, it was thought it was as a result of a build-up of gases underground, but that has now been ruled out. People working nearby say it's the second time the cover's blown off. Liberal Democrat John Hemmings, the local MP, he says things like this are happening more often.
A few years ago, it was under 10 a year, and last year there were over 60, possibly 70 exploding manhole covers, and people have been hurt. And obviously, in this occasion, we have to ask why, when it did the same 9 months ago, was nothing done to make sure it didn't happen again.
The chef and manager at a pub have been sent to prison after Christmas dinner left one woman dead and dozens of customers ill with food poisoning. Mehmet Kaya and Anne-Marie McSweeney forged records relating to the cooking of a turkey at the Railway Hotel in Essex in 2012. Kaya was jailed for 12 months for perverting the course of justice. McSweeney was given 18 months. Flags are flying at half-mast over Westminster Abbey and some government buildings today. It's after the King of Saudi Arabia died. He was the world's longest reigning monarch. A man from Lichfield has locked himself into his loft in a one-man protest about the repossession of his house and says he's prepared to stay for as long as it takes. Concert promoter Merv defaulted on his mortgage after a business agreement fell through, but he says his lender refused to negotiate with him over repayments, which rocketed to £1,400 a month.
I just don't seem to be getting anywhere. And when I came to actually get my possessions out, I took the opportunity of locking myself in the attic above my area where I work, studio. It's not just the fact of being my home, it's where I work from.
Well, in a statement, Nationwide Building Society say this is a case where we've gone above and beyond what would be expected of a reasonable lender and have made numerous attempts to find a solution which works for Merv, and they do not agree with the way he portrayed the facts. People who want cosmetic surgery should have more details about who's performing their operation and what the likely outcome is. That's according to the Royal College of Surgeons today. It says it wants to improve standards of care for patients. And Birmingham City are hoping for a full house for tomorrow's FA Cup tie against local rivals West Bromwich Albion. Only a few hundred tickets are left for the match at St Andrews. It's the first time the sides have met in the FA Cup since 1968. Here's Blues player David Davis.
It's got a bit of a bite in it, and I'm really looking forward to it because it's Premier League opposition at the end of the day, and it gives us a good chance to test ourselves against Premier League opposition.
And we'll have live commentary on the game from St Andrews from 3 tomorrow on BBC WM 95.6. The build-up from midday with Daz Hale and early kick-off, also live from the ground. And the weather clouding over this afternoon with some outbreaks of patchy rain with highs of 6 Celsius 43 Fahrenheit. That rain will clear tonight. Cold though, as you'd expect, lows of 0 Celsius 32 Fahrenheit. Tomorrow, a dry, bright and sunny day with lots of blue sky and sunshine. Highs of 5 Celsius 41 Fahrenheit. Mainly dry on Sunday, just 1 or 2 showers are possible. BBC WM 95.6 News. There's more online at bbc.co.uk/WM.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
Who is the best presenter on BBC WM 95.6?
Danny Kelly.
Who's the second best presenter?
Caroline Martin.
Ian Lee.
BBC WM 95.6.
So I just don't get them. They're tiny, they are horrible little boxes, they are a nightmare to get stuck behind on a country lane. Caravans. What the hell is the point of caravans? I've worked long and hard so that I never need camp in a tent again, or go in a caravan. They're awful things. 03453 009956.
Ian Lee.
On BBC WM
95.6. The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
Some people love them. Some people swear by them. Producer Joe, would you ever take your family in a caravan?
What?
Thanks very much. No, I was asking, would you ever take your family in a caravan?
We've got a static in Wales.
Now, does that mean like a mobile home or just a caravan that's in a field somewhere?
Yeah, it's in a hence the word static.
Well, no, but mobile homes aren't mobile. That's the insane thing. They're static.
Well, they're more mobile than a proper bricks and mortar house, aren't they?
Only just.
They are really, aren't they?
Only just.
You can put them on the back of a lorry.
That's not how
you can. People move sites, don't they?
Joe, that's not how you move mobile homes.
Of course it is.
You tow them.
Oh, do you tow them?
You tow them.
Okay, well, lorry stroke towing.
Lorry stroke towing, yes. That was my nickname at school.
Semantics.
So you have a caravan.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? There's got to be something.
I think there's something different between statics and ones on wheels that you tow.
Well, explain the difference to someone
because
who likes staying in hotels. Because if I'm going to go away, I want a proper bed.
Do you do hotels or do you do self-catering? Because I can't do hotels.
Oh,
when we go on holiday, we do not.
Oh,
do
I can't do
hotels.
self-catering. It
Can't
reminds
bear
me.
hotels.
Why?
Because you've got to be at dinner for this time. You've got to be at so-and-so for that time. I can't bear it.
No,
and and you've got a room, and that is it.
You can really talk. But the thing is, when you go to hotels, you don't have to have their meals. You are allowed to go out to, I don't know, restaurants.
But you've
you go for the all-inclusive.
No, I wouldn't do all-inclusive. No way.
Good. That's where your mistake was. Because when you go to a hotel, you are not legally obliged to eat their food. Although there is nothing better in the world than the hotel buffet breakfast.
Yeah.
Or the buffet breakfast, indeed. It's just, you can go back and have as many hash browns as you want.
And they are always the best, aren't they? Hash browns.
But you've very cleverly, and thank you, Joe, I appreciate that, you've cleverly deflected from the question about caravans and the implication being you're some kind of, I don't know, deviant. 03453 009956. Why caravans? Well, Ray Mears, here's something, right? I've never seen Ray Mears. I'm looking at him for the first time. He's the fella that lives out in the woods, yeah? He looks nothing like I imagine. I'm looking at him at page 27 of the Mail. Two things. I've never seen Ray Mears. He looks nothing like I thought. And I was listening to the radio last night, and Prince Andrew was speaking about how he's not a sexual dodgepot. Great news. And as he was making this statement, I'm thinking, there's something wrong about this statement. There's something wrong about it. And I thought, I've never heard Prince Andrew speak before. Last night was the first time I'd heard him speak. And he sounds like the kind of person that would get up and give a presentation at a boring business convention just after lunch when people are still drifting back. Anyway, Ray Mears is in lots of the papers because, well, he's a plum. Slur on caravans costs Ray Mears £10,000 appearance at guys? Yeah, a caravan show. 03453 009956 if you can sell caravans to me, or indeed if you agree with me, they're the work of the devil. It's a show in which stars reveal their pet hates in the hope of seeing them banished to Room 101. Is that still going? Room 101? Who does it now? Is it still Nick Hancock that does it? Is he still the fella that does it?
I think it is Nick Hancock, yeah.
No, it's not. It's Frank Skinner.
Oh, yes, it is.
Frank Skinner. For Ray Mears, however, appearing on the BBC programme to talk about caravans has proved rather costly. After describing them as hideous to host Frank Skinner, the bushcraft expert... I don't know what that means. He's the
expert in bushcraft.
Fair play. Was dropped as a speaker at the forthcoming caravanning, camping and motorhome show, which I believe is happening in Birmingham. I believe it's a local show that he's been dropped from. Local and vocal, local radio, local and vocal. Which would have made him £10,000. Discussing caravans on the show, he said, "I just think they're hideous. Huge swathes of our coastlines are covered in these things. I wouldn't mind so much if they could be painted green, but you have to paint them white. You go down to Devon and all you can see are cities of these displaced urban people in their ghastly white caravans." Now, listen, do what you want. I'm not that bothered, but caravans, they're horrible, aren't they? Why not? People say, oh, but it's cheaper than going in a hotel. OK, well, don't have a holiday every year. Have a holiday every other year and save up and stay in a nice hotel. Surely that makes more sense, doesn't it? 03453 009956. In a second, we're going to hear from a caravanning enthusiast. Unbelievable. Can you sell it to me?
Since you've been gone, since you've been the afternoon, the nighttime comes around too soon. You can know what you mean to me. Your poison letter, your telegram, just goes to show you don't give a damn. Since you've been gone, since you've been gone, I'm out of my head, can't take it. Could I be wrong? But since you've been gone, you cast a spell, so break it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Since you've been gone. If you will come back, baby, you know you'll never do wrong. Since you've been gone, since you've been gone, I'm out of my head, can't take it. Could I be wrong? But since you've been gone, you cast a spell, so break it. Whoa, ever since you've been gone.
They're just... Oh, they've not finished. They're just the worst... Hang on a minute. Don't turn it down there. They're just the worst thing, aren't they? And I don't mean Rainbow the group. I mean Caravans. While his comments may have been meant as a bit of fun, Ray Mears looks nothing like I imagined. He looks like Adrian Chiles. He does. He really looks like Adrian. 03453 009956, by the way, if you want to take part. And you haven't got to call in about this. You can call in about anything you want. I'm not that bothered. Just call in. Don't have a repeat of last Saturday's show. Blimey, it was just me talking to myself. Started reading Jane Eyre by the end. While his comments may have been meant as a bit of fun, the organisers of Mears' speaking engagement were not amused in the slightest. Emma Entwistle of Pelican Communications, which is promoting the event next month at Birmingham's NEC. Oh, that's here! Confirmed he'd been dropped. She said, "We booked Ray Mears in November after the show was filmed, and there was never any mention of what he'd said when we signed him up. There was no way we can now have him come along to speak at our event. He has slagged off the community we are in charge of promoting and protecting. We can't align with someone who doesn't agree with our core values. He's insulted the people who come to the show." And it is like a weird community. Caravanners are like the rest of the people who live in the block in Rosemary's Baby, aren't they? You know, they're all a bit weird and a little bit... John, you're not a caravaner, are you?
I most certainly am, and I'm not weird.
Yeah, I'm glad. That's why I stopped that sentence halfway through. I'll complete it when you've gone. Because, John, I'm a coward. So, how long have you been caravanning for?
About 30 years.
Why? Why didn't you go on a proper holiday?
We go on proper holidays as well.
OK. So have you got a caravan outside your drive?
I have got a caravan on the drive, yes.
And your neighbours must be disgusted by that.
Amazingly, my neighbour bought the house knowing the caravan was there, despite the fact it wasn't there when he viewed. He looked on Google Earth and saw it on the Google Earth.
Because it does, and listen, okay, with the greater respect, when you see a caravan outside a house, it does, and I'm sure yours is a top of the range, it does lower the tone slightly, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't, and yes, it is a top of the range one.
How much does it cost?
The one we've got now was, I think, 13,000, and I'm waiting for a new one, which has just cost me 16,000.
Flipping it! What do you get for £16,000, John?
A top-of-the-range caravan with a fixed bed, a decent shower, full-size cooker, full-size fridge, microwave. It's got a tracker on it. It's got a solar panel for charging the battery, and full central heating.
Central heating?
Yep.
Well, like radiators?
Yep. The new one's now got radiators in.
Blimey. Well, things have changed a bit since my day, and it's one that you connect up to the car, is it?
We tow it with a Mondeo, yes.
Because you guys, I mean, you really are a nightmare on the roads.
No, we're not.
Okay, John, you may be the exception. You may be the excellent... But a lot of those people, it's Deirdre and Davey, a couple of old people sat in their cars, pootling along at 32 miles an hour. They're a right pain.
We can do 60 miles an hour where it allows, and on roads where we are allowed to do 60 miles an hour, they're usually dual carriageways, so you can overtake us, and same on the motorway.
Now, listen, I know it's illegal, but have you, I'm assuming you've got a wife, have you or the missus ever sat in the caravan whilst it was being driven along?
Never.
No, really?
Absolutely no.
'Cause
that's an absolute no-no.
Why is that a no-no?
Well, because you're not safe in there. The caravan will move around quite...
But wouldn't that be the fun bit, lying in bed? Genuinely, that bit would excite me, and I know it's illegal. Don't do it, kids, with the BBC. But you're lying in bed being towed along a bumpy road.
Well, I suppose if you put it that way,
It sounds fun, doesn't it? It sounds a bit naughty.
Oh, it does, yes.
John, so you love caravans. When you go to caravan, I'm guessing it is kind of an older person's holiday. Would I be right in thinking you don't get many 23-year-olds that go caravanning?
It tends to be... my daughter's in her late middle 30s, and she's got one.
Right.
But then it's because of keeping costs down for holidays with the children.
Yeah.
But they do take it across to France, though.
Oh, blimey.
And we've taken ours to France.
John, all right, listen, you're a fan of the caravan, 03453 009956. He sounds like a nice bloke. But there must be certain members of the caravan community that are a little bit... Well, you know, dodgy bodski.
The FA Cup is back on the BBC.
And this Saturday, it's a West Midlands derby.
It's got to go in. Has it gone in? Referee says yes. It's Thomas with his second. Birmingham City's third.
Nearly 4 years since their last meeting.
Hear exclusive FM commentary of Birmingham City versus West Bromwich Albion in the FA Cup fourth round.
Berahino makes it 7 with another sumptuous finish.
Join early kick-off for all the build-up live from St Andrews tomorrow from 12.
The station for commentary this season.
BBC WM 95.6.
Mohammed, have a listen to this. We have this is a text from Karen. We have a caravan. It means you have your own bed that no one else has slept in. Well, guess what? You know in hotels, they clean the sheets. Well, some hotels do. They now have electric hookups, so it's nice and warm. It's all about... Well, this isn't true. It's all about getting back to nature and appreciating the countryside. Well, it's not getting back to nature if you've got an electric hookup and you've got central heating. We're only in our 40s, old, and love them. It's also cheap, so can go away a lot more. Now, Mohammed, you're tiny, so I'm guessing you'd like caravans because it's like being in a massive thing for you.
No? I could never ever go into a caravan.
Why not?
I tell you what, I phoned up to say I would rather spend another 2 fortnights, weekends. I went there to Manila.
Yeah.
And I spent I went to 2 hotels.
Yeah.
With somebody. The rooms were lovely, apart from there was no running water, no hot water anyway.
This was in Manila?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a basic hotel. We couldn't afford the really expensive hotels. So, but the hotel, it was quite nice. No hot running water, though. You had to use cold water. And the bedroom was nice. There was television, everything. The restaurant was next door, although the mosquitoes did come in and give you a little bite now and then on your legs.
When we go on holiday, and luckily my youngest son has got the same genes as me, when we go away on holiday to Greece, I am the mosquito magnet. No one else gets bitten, apart from now my youngest, which is great, so I make sure I'm hanging out with him all the time. And I get covered in these bites.
But it's better than a caravan because as a child, I went to Ireland with my parents and we had to stay in a caravan.
Yeah.
It was miles away from anywhere. We had to trudge across fields and God knows what.
Well, I still have, and we're going to spend, after 5:30, we're going to hear a little chat I had with a caravan enthusiast. And I think that I haven't been in a caravan for about 36 years, literally. And I think things may have improved slightly, because I remember, Mohammed, having to trudge across a dirty, wet field to go to those horrible green shower cubicles. And you had to do a poo, and there were spiders there, and it was horrible, horrible. And the thing about a hotel, right? People say, hotel rooms can be... All I need the hotel for is, can I wash, and is there a bed there? That's it, because the holiday isn't you being in the hotel room. That's just for you to sleep and then have a wash in the morning. The holiday is what's outside the hotel room, isn't it?
Mind you, if you go to the Philippines, there's spiders everywhere.
Well, the Philippines is my list of countries I'm never going to. Did we do this last week? No? OK, this is a conversation I had in my head.
It's a lovely country.
No, not going. The list of countries I'm not going to. The Philippines, New Zealand, sorry to my sister, Egypt and South Africa. No interest in going to any of those places. They look flipping horrible. They're either horrible or too far away.
The Philippines is a lovely country. It's really, really nice. The people are really friendly and the shops are nice. And, you know, if you can get past the guards on the doors of the shops, like, you know, because they all carry guns, like, you know.
It sounds absolutely charming, Mohammed, who's working for the Filipino marketing board. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm never going to go to New Zealand. It's too far away, which is unfortunate. Never going to go to Egypt because I bet... Have you ever been to Egypt, Patrick?
Yeah.
It's a dump, isn't it?
Did a week on the Nile, loved it. Had a week in Luxor, and I've seen better building sites.
Yeah, this is what I hear. It's an absolute dump. And by the pyramids, there's only like a couple of pyramids, and it's all kind of really tacky and touristy round there.
I honestly and truly believe that if the Egyptians thought they could make more money about knocking the pyramids down and the other temples and putting car parks there and make money off that and get rid of the they'd do it.
I Sphinx, you're right. Do you get it, Joe?
No.
I Sphinx, you're right, Patrick. I Sphinx, you stinks. Yes, guys? Anyone? No.
Yeah.
Hey, there's an idea. Turn the pyramids into a multi-storey car park. Now, that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
That'd be fantastic.
Patrick, you sound a little bit miserable today. What's going on, fella?
I sound a bit what?
A bit miserable, a bit grumpy?
Never grumpy, never miserable. Every day's a good day, mate.
Really?
Yeah.
Then
Anyhow, caravanners.
Yes, boss.
Right. How do you expect the poor to get a holiday if they don't take a caravan?
I don't think the poor are entitled to holidays. No, I do. Did you read that fella from UKIP who said that unemployed... This is brilliant. Unemployed people shouldn't be allowed to have cars because your taxes, Patrick, are subsidising their petrol and their road tax and their insurance. They should get the buses everywhere. And I think that he's right. And the same thing should apply to the poor and holidays. Why should my taxes pay for them to go on holiday?
I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean...
Cute angry phone calls from people who've not got it. Yes.
No, let the angry people come.
Oh, blimey.
You can even pass my phone number on to them.
Patrick, I'm going to post it on Twitter now. That'll... But no, listen, just instead of... We've got this idea in our head, right? We've all got this sense of entitlement. We all think we're entitled to 2 holidays a year, right? When I was a kid, we didn't go on holiday. We went on holiday about once every 3 years because that's all we could afford.
I do believe I'm entitled to 2 or 3 holidays a year.
Oh, flippin' heck.
And the reason I believe that is I work for it. I've never been unemployed. I've always been... So what I'm taking, I'm earning.
Can you afford to pay for your holiday?
Yeah.
Brilliant. In that case, that's fine, right? Yeah. But if I don't have a holiday... Do you know what? It's kind of one of those, oh, well, I didn't get a holiday this year, maybe next year.
No, I don't ask anybody to pay for my holidays. I don't ask anybody to... You know, when somebody else is paying for my holidays, I will start worrying about their money.
Patrick, did we get to a point about caravans or not? I can't remember. Oh, no, have you ever saved anybody's life?
Me?
Yeah.
I saved a dog's life. Does that count?
Do you know what? Yeah, it does. Go on. Did you give it a kidney?
No, not quite. Sister's dog choking on a chicken bone.
Here we go.
Right, and literally I just put my fingers down its throat and pulled the chicken bone out.
Oh, Patrick, you're... And did it... Was it like the lion and with the thorn in its paw? Did it then follow you around for the rest of its life?
I've still got the dog stuffed sitting on the mantelpiece.
Patrick, ever saved anybody or anything's life? 03453 009956. So. Yes? I had to interview, I didn't have to, I chose to interview one of the turtles this week. He was in America, I was in this country, we'd arranged it, so it'll be Wednesday night his time, Thursday morning my time. Wednesday morning my time, I get a frantic message. Hey man, where are you, man? I thought we were going to be interviewing each other. He was 24 hours early. But it was worth it because he told a brilliant story about throwing up on Jimi Hendrix. Throwing up on Jimi Hendrix. 03453 00 9956. I think Ray Mears looks a bit like the love child of Anne Widdecombe and Adrian Chiles, said Jay. Yeah, he's an odd-looking fellow, Ray Mears. I thought he would be... I think I'm thinking of Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls. And Elle says, my grandparents came over from Ireland with a caravan and had a shire horse. They lived in a field until they could get a house. When my sister and myself were younger, we went in our touring caravan and lived in fields for 6 weeks. We washed it with a bucket and soap. We went over to Ireland and down to Cornwall. It was brilliant. Caravans are great if you go to interesting places. Go to interesting places in a car or on a train. Don't be so grumpy, Iain. You need to go on a caravan holiday. Try a park home if a caravan is not to your liking. You are a grumpy old man. I'm 6'3". I wouldn't survive for 5 minutes in a caravan. Let's get the travel news now. Here's Phil Peacock.
There are queues on the southbound side of the M6. They start from junction 10A, the M54, through to junction 8 for the M5 because of roadworks. The High Street in Blackheath has been closed for emergency repairs following a water main that burst just at the junction of Holly Road, so it's causing delays in both directions. And it's slow on the A461 Birmingham Road as you head towards the traffic lights at Burntree. All approaches to the Burntree traffic lights actually are looking quite slow. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel on 0330 123 3550.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country. BBC WM 95.6.
Here comes Daddy Smooth, the news. It's Chris Blakemore.
Thank you very much. An investigation's underway after a manhole cover exploded in a Birmingham street, narrowly missing a passing family. It happened in Tyseley. Initially, it was thought as a result of a build-up of gases underground, but that's now been ruled out. People working nearby say it's the second time it's happened. The chef and manager at a pub have been sent to prison after Christmas dinner left one woman dead and dozens of customers ill with food poisoning. They forged records over the cooking of a turkey at the Railway Hotel in Essex in 2012. Weekly figures show there's been an improvement in performance at all types of A&E units across England against the main waiting time target. They are supposed to see and treat 95% of patients within 4 hours. Last week they managed 92.4, below the target but still the best figure since November. And King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia has died at the age of 90, ending the reign of the world's oldest monarch. He became king in 2005 and introduced a series of reforms, including greater rights for women. And the weather, clouding over this afternoon, some outbreaks of patchy rain, highs of 6 Celsius 43 Fahrenheit. That rain will clear tonight, cold though, with lows of 0 Celsius 32 Fahrenheit. Tomorrow, a dry, bright and sunny day, lots of blue sky and sunshine. Highs for Saturday, 5 Celsius 41 Fahrenheit.
The voice.
The voice.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country. BBC WM 95.6.
I don't know very much about... He said that Saudi Arabia, this King Abdullah, was he? And if I'm going to throw this out there. Was it Saudi Arabia, King Abdullah? Why not? We'll say Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm going to throw this out there, if I'm wrong, come back to me straight away. Wasn't he a bit of a dodgepot? Saudi Arabia's not got the greatest human rights record.
No.
There's a few... And yet Obama has come out and spoken about him.
We've had quite a good relationship. He's always had a good relationship with the West. Saudi Arabia are... Yeah.
We've had a good relationship with him. I don't know if the Saudi Arabians have had a good relationship with him necessarily. Rob's in Aston. Good afternoon to you, Rob.
How you doing? You all right?
I'm fine, thank you, Rob.
Sam, I've just covered myself in coffee, spat out when I heard you say that about the poor, not being able to go on holidays, and I thought, is he serious or what?
Yeah.
And I've just rang up and I've been advised that you weren't serious, which is, I was thinking, because like the West Midlands, one of the highest rates of unemployment in the country, more people in using food banks, and and I'm just sick to death of the poor being the scapegoat for society.
Have you ever, Rob?
Yo.
Have you ever listened to this show before?
I have occasionally. Yeah, I'm normally driving when I listen, but I'm actually on my break now. So
why? Hang on a minute. Why only? Because you can listen to it in the car or in the van.
Yeah, well, and the radio distracts me when I'm driving. To be fair.
Oh, so what do you have silence when you're driving?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do that, mate.
It's good for clarity. It clears the mind.
Well, this is the thing. I don't want my mind cleared. I like the noise and hubbub in my. I don't want to think about things. I'd be a nervous wreck.
You have to. It's like weight training for the mind.
Oh, no, I can't do that. I cannot stand silence. Partly because I've got really bad tinnitus. So if I'm in a silent environment, my ears start ringing like there's no tomorrow. But also, I've always got to have ever since I was young, I've got to have the radio on. I've got to have a little bit of Radio 4 on, a little CD or record. I've got to have noise on. Otherwise, I have to sit with myself, and no one wants to do that, Rob.
Well, I like it. It's good. It's getting in touch with your thoughts that are going around your head, and then when people start talking about the poor, you go, what?
Well, exactly. Listen, for those who missed it, I was running a little fantasy. This ties in with, there was a UKIP fella, I think it's an MP or a prospective MP, I don't know what, who said that it's outrageous that the poor are allowed to have cars because we, the taxpayer, are paying for those cars and the insurance and the petrol and all that. They should get buses. I was running along with the fantasy a little bit, saying that poor people shouldn't be allowed to have holidays. It was just a fantasy, Rob. But
the sad thing, sorry to interject. The sad thing there is that if that's a UKIP potential MP, if that's what he truly believes, that sounds like that manifesto I've been lifted straight from the early pages of Mein Kampf.
Well, but also, Rob, we do have this thing, don't we, where we think we are entitled to 2 or 3 holidays a year, and we're not.
I don't know. I mean, I work and I have 1 holiday a year.
Well, good.
If I'm lucky, I don't expect one. It's
well,
nice
good
to
for you.
have
That's the right attitude. I think there are people who think they are entitled to at least 2 holidays a year. When I was a kid growing up, we had a holiday once every 3 years. And my dad worked and my mum worked when I got a little bit older, but we couldn't afford to go away, so we didn't go away.
Well, I grew up in Newchels, and the first time I saw the sea was when I was 14.
Rob, I don't know what conclusion we've reached, but I feel that we've reached one. If you were here, I'd give you a hug. Rob, nice to talk to you. Clean your ears out, you silly sausage. Matt's on the line. Good afternoon, Matt.
Afternoon, Ian.
What you got for us, boss?
Caravan story.
Hey, go on.
Reason not to have one.
Oh, here we go. This is it. At last, the caravan backlash begins.
When I was a kid, we had a caravan. A proper old one it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going on holiday somewhere. Don't know where. Going along the motorway. And I'm in the back, on the back seat, and something made me look behind us.
Yeah.
And as I did, I saw the caravan tilt.
Uh-oh.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Ooh-ah.
So I said to my dad, something's wrong, caravan's just tilted down. So my dad started to slow down.
Yeah.
And as we slowed down, on the left-hand side, the wheels come past us.
What? The wheels of the caravan?
One of the wheels of the caravan. So, go on.
No, I'm okay, but the caravan is still behind you.
It's still behind us, but what Dad did, he slowed the car down slowly, and it had got the old leaf spring suspension on.
Yeah.
And that sort of, as the caravan finally touched on the tarmac, that acted as a sled, I suppose, a ski.
Yeah.
And I can't remember all the details, but we got off the motorway and he found a blacksmith.
What?
Who welded the wheel on.
Sorry, was this in the 18th century? He found a blacksmith? There are no such things as blacksmiths anymore.
Yes, there are.
A blacksmith?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like a key cutter? What do they call key cutters? A cobblist? No, what a cobbler? What's a
key cutter?
Yeah, but it's always people that do shoes that do keys. What's the word for a key cutter?
A key cutter?
No, there's a word for key cutter.
There isn't.
There has to be a word for key cutter. Isn't there? And why is it always cobblers that do keys? Matt, I'm asking you. I'm getting angry now.
They have to. I suppose they've had to expand to survive.
I suppose they have. So you found a blacksmith, yes?
He's dragged the caravan off through these country lanes, and he's managed to find a blacksmith who welded the wheel back on.
Yes, of course.
And we carried on with the holiday.
And you trusted a blacksmith to weld a wheel? Why would you not go to, let me think, I don't know, a mechanic?
I trusted my dad.
Oh, blimey, well, that's one
I
way.
suppose the blacksmith, he found the blacksmith before he found the garage.
Thank you, Matt.
Jojo was a man who thought he was a loner, but he knew it couldn't last. Jojo lived his home in Tucson, Arizona, for some California grass. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, Jojo. Go home. Get back, back to where you once belonged. Get back, back to where you once belonged. Get back, Sweet Loretta Martin thought she was a woman, but she was another man. All the girls around me say she's got it coming, but she gets it while she can. Oh, get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, Loretta. Go home. Oh, get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, Loretta. Your mommy's waiting for you. Wearing a high heel shoes and a low neck sweater. Get back home, Loretta.
You cannot tell me that blacksmiths still exist in the 21st century? I just imagine a big fire and an anvil and those weird leather aprons. Debbie's in Kings Norton. Good afternoon, Debbie. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Debbie. Do you know a blacksmith?
My husband's cousin is a farrier. And that's a blacksmith, someone that does horsey shoes.
But he's not called a blacksmith.
No, they're called a farrier because that's what they do, is horseshoes.
But does he wear those leather aprons?
He does have various overalls he wears, yes.
I like those. Could he weld a wheel onto a caravan?
I would have thought probably quite possibly, although he tends to be quite busy with horses.
Really? How busy is he with how often is he there shoeing horses?
I know his apprenticeship was something like 7 years. It's a really, really long time.
Wow,
and he's actually the farrier in charge of the Irish national team.
So he shoes the horses for Ireland?
Yes.
Hey, that's not... So no pressure then?
No. And in the months when he's not busy farrieing, he's also trained as a tree surgeon as well.
Is he just doing old-fashioned jobs from the olden days? This is brilliant. And does he... I'm going to ask a really silly question. He makes enough money to live on, does he, shoeing horses?
It's because it's so specialised, it's untrue.
Oh, what you make?
Because of the apprenticeships for being, it was 7 years as an apprentice.
Yeah. So he's raking it in.
He's not doing too badly.
Hey, Debbie, listen, thank you for that. We're saluting. The show is dedicated to farriers everywhere, all three of them. I still don't think, though, Bob, that a farrier is the same as a blacksmith. With the greatest of respect to all farriers out there, and I would never diss the farrying community, ever.
You might have a point there, but I think the trades are very similar, even though they're not working in raw iron and stuff like that.
Thank you. Bob, what have you got for us?
Well, I've just left a customer's house and I've just turned the radio on. You're on a Friday.
Yes.
I came to the end of that conversation with the guy and his oil
Is your mouth anywhere near your phone, Bob? Because it sounds like you're stood in the middle of a motorway.
Well, I'm on a dual carriageway. Is that any better?
That is much better, Bob. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yes, I came in the end of that conversation where the guy had the wheel welded on his caravan.
Yeah.
And then he was also asking what's the guy that cuts keys. Well, I would have thought it would have been called a locksmith.
The locksmith. See, I would have thought the locksmith was more specifically one of those people. Yeah, you're right, Joe. That would get you in and out of the house and would install locks. Whereas
they can also cut keys.
But they can cut keys. But can a key cutter get you into your house?
Possibly, probably not. No.
You see,
without a bit of force.
A locksmith, Bob. Thank you. A locksmith may have been the word I was thinking of, but a locksmith can cut keys, but can a key cutter locksmith? Ignore that. 03453 00956.
Every time there's a bit of snow, everything comes to a standstill.
First train was cancelled or delayed, very busy.
Night and day with spreaders of salt.
Make BBC WM 95.6 your shortcut to fast and accurate information for snow forecasts, travel updates and school closures.
Lows of -1 Celsius, 30 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ice, snow, wind and rain. It's all coming in our direction.
Get the 5-day forecast online at bbc.co.uk/WM.
Ray Mears, he's been in the papers the last couple of days. He's lost a big contract with a caravanning company because he's been slagging off caravans.
Absolutely.
Can you understand why he might want to slag off caravans?
Yes, I mean I've followed caravans. I've used caravans. I know caravan owners, and generally speaking, they're all very nice people. However, they do tend to sort of move fairly slowly, but they keep within the law 9 times out of 10, I would say.
Isn't there something a little bit sad about going on a caravanning holiday?
Not at all.
Sell it to me, Paul.
Well, basically, I mean, when you go on a caravan holiday, you can go, you can pick your places. My kids went places when they were young where they would never have been without the van. You've got a family of 5 and you don't want to spend, hundreds of pounds for a hotel, thousands of pounds for a hotel. Then you take your caravan, you go to the south of France, you go to Germany, you go to all the best resorts in England, you go down to, one of the places we looked was Perranporth. Some of the best beaches, the sites are right on the beach. You're there. The people are friendly.
But you say, and listen, that's a fantastic part of the country. I know it very well. It's wonderful. But you talk about the hundreds of pounds you're paying for a hotel. You get a bathroom and a toilet with that.
You've got a bathroom and a toilet in the caravan.
Now, Paul, come on. Really?
Yeah. I mean, you've obviously never been on one.
I've not been on one for about 35 years, I'll be honest. Yeah, it's been a while.
Right, well, I'll tell you what, a couple of weeks' time, it is the caravan show at the NEC. This is what he was supposed to be doing.
Oh, OK.
Until he went on Room 101 and put, as I understand it, put caravans in the...
A little bit stupid.
In Room 101, saying there were mobile bread bins or something. Now, that, I would say, says more about Ray Mears not actually quite being on the ball with what his upcoming work is going to be than anything to do with caravans. The bathrooms you've got now, you can have running water, you can plumb them into the site. You've got your own drains, you've got your TV, you can have your satellite. If you've got it at home, you can have it in your caravan.
Have you ever bashed your knees on the toe thing? You know that metal bar that you connect it to the car with? It's at knee height, isn't it?
That's a rite of passage.
Oh, blimey.
Everybody with a caravan will have damage to at least one knee.
Then what do you do? Because it's quite cramped in there, isn't it?
Again, it depends on what you've got. I mean, you can pay... I mean, because I also work at a caravan dealer, so you can pay upwards of £30,000 for a caravan.
Flipping heck, that's half of Liverpool.
But, I mean, you've got everything in there. You've got underfloor heating, say you've got satellite, you've got self-leveling suspension, you've got everything.
Okay, so it's improved. Literally, I've not been in a caravan for about 34, 35 years. So
Yeah.
because I remember it being the case of you would hunt to find the beds because the beds were like hidden in cupboards, or it was the seating around the dining table. You'd have to flip something over. Does that still go on?
Absolutely. My first caravan was a wooden box with a battery in it. No water, no mains, no toilet, no nothing. That was the sort of thing you're talking about. When did you have your first car? Was that 30-odd years ago?
Hey, steady on, fella. I'm not that old. My first car was about, 25 years ago.
And it would have had drum brakes, 4-speed box, no radio,
no
headrest.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the sort of comparison you're talking about. Now you've got sat-nav, you've got
I see what you're doing.
Human-facing, whatever it is.
Paul, listen, one final thing, and I appreciate your passionate defence of caravanning. We're pre-recording this before the show, and I've been told it's because you're going off to see Queen.
That's right.
Now, listen, I'm a big Queen fan, but I don't know I would pay them $1 to go and see, because it's just the drummer and Brian May, isn't it? It's just Roger Taylor and May.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean, I've not seen the boy that's doing the singing for him. I'm told it's good. If you like the music, What it was is I am that old, unfortunately. Years ago, we could have gone to see them at Coventry Theatre when we were students. The tickets were £1.80.
And you didn't go?
And we didn't go.
Oh, mate, you must be kicking yourself.
So now we're going, and that's it. And I'm going to enjoy it.
Paul, why didn't you go? What did you do? Because I think this is going to be the phone-in. What did you do instead of going to see Queen?
You could buy an extra 4 pints at the Alhambra in Coventry for £1.80 at the time.
Oh, man, you made the wrong call. Paul, it's so nice to talk to you. I really appreciate you coming on today.
All right, mate, no problem.
You've been a great sport. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Enjoy the rain. Now, that's Paul Yallop, a caravan enthusiast. So a couple of things are brought up there. One, I mean, are you buying his whole caravan? Who'd spend £30,000? £30,000. £30,000 on a caravan? That is insane. Why don't you put it towards a nice holiday cottage? 03453 009956. And also, he's going to see Queen. But it's not really Queen, is it? It's not Queen. It's only two of them. It's the drummer and the guitar. It's not even the bass player, Deacon. John Deacon is alive and well. He just doesn't want to be part of it. If you're going to go and see Queen, 03453 009956. And also, we heard from Paul that the reason he's going is because years and years and years ago, about 40 years ago, he had the chance to go and see him for £1.80 in a tiny little venue. He didn't. Instead, he went and bought some beer. Who could you have seen, but you didn't? Darren's on the line. Afternoon, Darren.
Mr. Lee, how are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you very much. You're off to see Queen, are you?
I am going to see them, yes, tonight.
But why?
I'm a Queen fan.
But you're not going to see Queen, though, are you?
Yeah, but I'm going to see Queen and Adam Lambert.
Well, but you're not even seeing Queen and Adam Lambert. You're seeing 2/3 of the remaining members of Queen and some fella.
Yeah, I know what you're saying there, like, and that, but I also saw Queen and Paul Rodgers, and that was absolutely good.
Now, you cut out at the end. I'm assuming you were saying it was good.
Yeah, very good.
But why is John Deacon, the bass player, not doing it? Darren is silenced. I'm going to assume he's speechless, and he has no answer for that, and he's realising that he spent a fortune on tickets for something that's going to be a stinker. His line may have dropped off. That's another option as well. 03453 009956. Good afternoon to you, Dave.
Afternoon, Ian.
What you got, Dave?
A farrier does the same as what a blacksmith does. That lady, I was phoning up at the same time that lady was a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get through. I've just got through.
Very busy lines today. Very busy lines, Dave.
You give a good commentary on cats, don't you?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Dave, but cats certainly do the funniest things, don't they?
They do.
But so hang on, there must be a difference between, and thank you for the compliment, but there must be a difference between farriers and blacksmiths. There has to be a difference, because otherwise they would have the same name. One of those words is superfluous.
Well, blacksmiths used to shoe the horses anyway, hadn't they?
OK, so this is the same. This is like a locksmith and a key cutter. A locksmith can cut keys, but a key cutter can't lock smiths. And a farrier... Oh, this is so confusing. A farrier can shoe... A blacksmith can shoe... They'll make this good in the edit. A blacksmith can shoe horses, but a farrier can't blacksmith.
Well, there's not a lot of difference between them. They do some of it, don't they?
Can a farrier make a sword?
I suppose he could.
Oh, blimey. 03453 009956.
You've done it all. You've broken every code. Appalled the rebel to the floor. You spoiled the game, no matter what you say. The only metal, what a ball. Blue eyes, blue eyes. How can you tell so many lies? Come up and see me, make me smile. I'll do what you want, running wild. There's nothing left, all gone and run away. Maybe you'll tarry for a while. It's just a test, a game for us to play. Win or lose, it's hard to smile. Resist, resist. It's from yourself you have to hide. Oh, come up and see me to make me smile. I'll do what you want, running wild. There ain't no more. You've taken everything from my belief in Mother Earth. Can you ignore my faith in everything? 'Cause I know what faith is and what it's worth. Away, away. And don't say, maybe you'll try to come up and see me, to make me smile. I'll do what you want, just run on
Steve Harley was in the papers this week looking, well, looking like, he looks like Dave Lee Travis. I mean, it's not a look I'd... Honestly, he really looked like him. And he was whinging, right? Because he'd got a £1,000 fine for speeding on the motorway. He said it was unfair. Well, first of all... How fast have you got to be going to get a £1,000 fine? And I've got this thing, people, got caught, got done speeding, no blooming speed cameras. Oh no, I got a parking ticket, those blooming traffic wardens. Here's the thing, don't speed, don't park where and when you're not supposed to. Simple. I do that when I got points on my licence, got 6 points, I'm not proud of it, and every time the letter goes, I go, those blooming speed cameras, and I think, do you know what, it's my fault. I'll try not to do it again. And when I've had parking tickets, the first reaction is, those flipping, blooming traffic wardens. It's all commission-based. They couldn't give me a ticket if I hadn't parked where and when I wasn't supposed to park, so stop having a whinge about them. 03453 009956. Let's have a quick recap of what we've covered in the first hour and a little nod towards what we're going to look at in the second hour. So far, we've talked about caravans and how they are absolutely hideous, awful ways to holiday. Just terrible. 03453 009956. We've had a few caravanners in support, but the tide is starting to turn. So we're talking about that. We're asking, are you going to see Queen tonight? And if so, why? Because you're not going to see Queen. You're going to see a drummer and a guitarist. Even the bass player can't be bothered to turn up to see Queen. 03453 009956. The difference between a blacksmith and a farrier. And is there a word for the men? And I'm going to say men, because I have never, it's just dawned on me now, I have never seen a woman cut keys. I've never seen a woman cut keys. Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen a woman cut keys, Joe?
I've never seen a woman cut keys.
You've never seen a woman cut keys? Why is that? I'm sure women can do it. I'll be honest.
It's quite skillful, really, isn't it?
Well, I was about to say the opposite. I can't believe it's that skillful.
Well, do you not think?
Isn't it just? Doesn't the machine? Isn't it like?
It's clever, isn't it?
Isn't it like a spirograph?
Yeah.
No, not a spirograph. It's one of those things where you can't. It kind of you're tracing
polygraph thing.
No, that's a
isn't
lie
it?
detector.
Yeah, I know, but it looks like that, doesn't it? Because it's got the two needles.
But you're basically just copying the outline of the first key. So there's not really any skill in it.
Yeah.
Is there? How? Oh, here we go. How the hell do you cut keys, you guys? 03453 009956. We can talk about all of those things and more. And in the next hour. Have you ever saved somebody's life? We've already spoke to somebody who saved a dog's life. We're talking about this bus driver who saved a baby's life. Have you ever saved somebody or something's life? 03453 009956 is the phone number. It's BBC WM 95.6. Let's get the travel news now. Here's Phil Peacock.
There are queues on the southbound side of the M6. They start from junction 10A for the M54 through to junction 8 for the M5. It will take you about 25 minutes to get through them. There's very heavy traffic as you leave Birmingham on the A38 Aston Expressway, leaving Dartmouth Circus heading towards the M6 at junction 6. It's made worse by the fact that they've turned off the tidal flow system around Salford Circus while they do some roadworks, and the High Street in Blackheath remains closed because of a burst water main near to the junction of Holly Road. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel on 0330 123 3550.
Voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
BBC WM 95.6.
It's BBC WM 95.6. I see he's even brought an audience with him. £10 a ticket. Let's get the news. Here's Chris.
Thank you, Ian. Good afternoon. A Birmingham mother says it's a miracle her 2-year-old daughter wasn't seriously injured after a manhole cover exploded next to her. It happened in Tyseley yesterday as Karen Malanga was walking just behind her mum and dad along the Warwick Road. People working nearby say it's the second time the cover has blown off. Here's Karen's mum, Sanelli.
It was something that you usually see it on the movies or something that it can't happen in real life. It was really an experience that I don't think I'll ever forget in my life. It was a miracle that I'm still holding here like this.
And you can see footage of the manhole cover exploding by going to the BBC WM Facebook page. The chef and manager of a pub have been sent to prison after a customer died from food poisoning and dozens of others became ill. Mehmet Kaya and Anne-Marie McSweeney served reheated turkey for Christmas dinner at the Railway Hotel in Hornchurch in December 2012. The owners of the pub have been fined £1.5 million. The 4 broadcasters behind plans for televised general election debates have published new proposals. The BBC, ITV, Sky and Channel 4 say the debates will go ahead regardless of which leaders take part. Earlier this month, David Cameron said he wouldn't appear unless the Green Party were represented. Our political correspondent Iain Watson says the new document is significant, though.
All the broadcasters have agreed, potentially, if necessary, to empty chair a Prime Minister. If the Prime Minister doesn't like these debates, this offer, then it's perfectly possible there will be an empty podium, or indeed that could happen to any of the other party leaders who do not like the new terms.
King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia has died at the age of 90, ending the reign of the world's oldest monarch. He became king in 2005 and introduced a series of tentative reforms, including greater rights for women. Now, npower gas customers will see around a 5% cut in their bills from next month. The firm's following the other big suppliers with a price drop because wholesale prices have fallen worldwide. They're being accused of not passing on the full amount of that cut, though. Consumer groups say we should all be shopping around for a better deal. And Birmingham City are hoping for a full house for tomorrow's FA Cup tie against local rivals West Bromwich Albion. Only a few hundred tickets remain for the match at St Andrews. It's the first time the sides have met in the FA Cup since 1968. The Baggies player Craig Gardner used to play for Blues.
It's all about who turns up on the day, who wants it more. You see tackles flying in, you see things happen that don't normally happen in normal games, and that's what makes local derby so special. You got both sets of fans singing and getting behind you, so as I say, it's just going to be a great game.
And we'll have live commentary on the game from St Andrews from 3 tomorrow on BBC WM 95.6. The build-up, that starts from midday with Daz Hale and early kick-off, also live from the ground. And the weather, clouding over this afternoon, some outbreaks of patchy rain, highs of 6 Celsius 43 Fahrenheit. That rain will clear tonight, cold though, lows of 0 Celsius 32 Fahrenheit. Tomorrow a dry, bright and sunny day, lots of blue sky and sunshine, highs 5 Celsius 41 Fahrenheit. Mainly dry on Sunday, just 1 or 2 showers possible. BBC WM 95.6 News. There's more online at bbc.co.uk/WM.
You like to just tease
I do.
out a little bit.
If I can see you waiting, just to press that button. Just press that button.
You got who are your friends you got in there? You're charging people to come and watch you do the news now.
It's just a young man called Toby who's come in to see how not to do it.
Yeah, the youngsters get to watch you and go, now watch this man. He's very, very bad man. You don't do it like this. Go on, give us the intro again. Drag it out as long as you can. Go on.
The outro, you mean?
The intro to me. The outro for you, the intro for me.
BBC WM 95.6 News. There's more online.
Why? Hang on a minute.
What?
You're reading it.
No, I'm not.
You're reading it from the screen. Look at me and do it.
No, okay. BBC WM 95.6 News. There's more online at bbc.co.uk/WM.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
This has been the best programme I've listened to in a long time.
Is there a butt coming, Jane? I can smell a butt.
No butt.
I can smell a big butt.
Loved it.
Iain Lee.
BBC WM 95.6.
I do love that King Abdullah story. Not the fact that he's died, that's not pleasant, but he reformed women's rights in Saudi Arabia. This is the King Abdullah that imprisoned his daughters for 13 years, is it? Oh, that King Abdullah. Oh, that King Abdullah who progressed women's rights so much he locked his daughters up for 13 years. So, we've talked about caravans, we're talking about Queen, blacksmiths, locksmiths, key cutters, farriers. Ever saved somebody's lives? Oh yeah, and carp.
This week.
I do appreciate that. Thoroughly enjoyed the evening, thank you.
BBC WM 95.6 hosted a Wolves fans forum with Kenny Jackett.
I don't think the club is in a bad place. I think the league is wide open.
In the build-up to the season's climax, Kenny answers your questions.
How come it takes us a full half before we start playing?
Do you think we've done that all of the time this year? We certainly did it Saturday, I do agree.
Hear the Wolves fans forum with Kenny Jackett.
A question here, hello.
Which player do you always pick first?
Who's first on the team sheet?
Yeah, I'll be diplomatic and say Carl Hakimi because he's number one.
Tonight from 7
on BBC WM 95.6.
Does anybody understand this? This is a text from Ant. Hi Iain, I know it's not today's subject. Well, when has that stopped anybody getting in touch with the show? But would love you and team, that means you, Joe, your team.
Yeah, that's me.
To look into the selling of carp in a large supermarket. Now, listen, I'm less than a year of eating meat after being a vegetarian for 26 years. March will be my anniversary of eating meat, and I've only just started on the fish.
Have you started now? You traitor.
You know that Saturday I had off? For lunch, I had sea bass. Oh, it was sea bass on garlicky mash. Oh, it was very nice. So I don't know a lot about fish.
Fish is the work of the devil.
I know it's... but many would argue it's the work of God.
It's horrible.
I know it's fresh fish, but it just seems weird. Doesn't bother me personally, because I would buy cooked insects if they sold them. You can buy cooked insects. You can buy insects covered in chocolate.
I saw something the other day, and they were catching flies and making them into patties.
What do you mean patty?
Patties.
What's a patty?
Like a
Pasty.
burger.
Fly burgers?
Yeah, fly burgers.
Where was this? In this country?
No.
Oh, OK, good. I was going to say, blimey. It's just surprised me. I've never seen it on sale before. Is it weird that carp is on sale?
Isn't it like an Eastern European thing?
No, it's a water thing. Is carp, like you're saying, like it's Polish food?
I think it's an Eastern.
Man alive,
I'm
listen,
not sure,
and I don't think this is racist to say it, but boy, those Polish guys eat weird stuff, don't they? That Polish sausage, what's that all about?
Isn't there a thing about carp ponds and?
I don't know. Literally
stealing fish.
Can we get a Polish man or woman, not sexist, on the show to tell us about carps?
Yes,
please.
tell us about carps.
03453 009956. Oh blimey! What a random list of calls. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do them. Michael, we're going to do you first. There's a great story in the paper, Michael. Stay there, Trevor. Stay there, Mark. There's a great story in the paper. A bus driver saved the life of a baby who was choking. Steve Plank, unfortunate name. Was on a bus on his way to work when the 4-month-old boy's mum desperately tried to save him. God, imagine the panic. Imagine the panic. 4-month-old little boy and he starts choking. He helped the lad breathe. Are you there, Michael?
Yeah.
Excellent. He's just very silent. I thought maybe you passed away.
Well, I can't get a word in, so I'm going to carry on.
Good lad.
Good lad.
He helped the boy breathe clearly again by gently pumping his chest. Modest Steve said, "I don't think I'm a hero." Isn't that good, eh? You've saved somebody's life, have you, Michael?
Yeah, saved a couple of people.
Oh, look at you!
With that baby, if he's 4 months old, was he?
Yeah.
You just hold them upside down and pat the back, and normally whatever they got will pop out.
Yeah, did you know what? That's what I think you do. You hold them upside down, and you can hit them.
Well,
and I'm
then
not recommending it. You can hit them
It's
quite
going to come
hard.
out that way.
Yeah.
But if you got them any other way, it's not going to be able to come out.
I've just remembered. I've saved somebody's life.
Wasn't mine, was it?
No, Michael. I would think about it. I saved my mum's life. She was choking. Right. I did the Heimlich on her. The Heimlich is the most fun thing you can do. And I was so excited. It's the only first aid thing I know how to do. I don't think they recommend you do it anymore. I think there's a different... I think they've stopped...
We don't do tourniquets anymore, do you?
No, they don't do tourniquets. First aiders, 03453 009956. I think they've stopped recommending the Heimlich. But I did it. She was choking on a bone. And a bit of meat. And so I did the Heimlich on her, and it went flying across the room. I saved her life. And I totally ruined my inheritance, Michael. I didn't think that one through, did I?
No.
Anyway, go on. You're not listening. You want to tell your story, rightfully so.
Well, before I start that, I'm going to straighten you out on what a farrier, a blacksmith, and a welder is, and they're all totally different.
He's brought welders into it. I love it. It gets even more confusing. Go on, then.
Well, a farrier would deal with horses' shoes.
Yes.
And he would also do with putting metal rims on the old type of horse and cart.
Yep.
And he would also possibly do the old beer barrels with the rims round, right?
Yes. Could he make a sword?
No.
Okay.
Now, a blacksmith probably wouldn't be able to make a sword in this modern day.
But in the olden days, he could.
They did in the olden days.
And he would forge it
They
from...
made the swords, the shields, the armour and everything.
He'd forge it from magic, yeah.
But when I was at school, I used to go on a metal course, or a metal course and carpentry course at school. Now, I've done blacksmithing.
Yeah.
And I also done blacksmithing.
Did you ever make a sword out of magic?
No.
No? OK. Just testing.
Be quiet.
Sorry, man.
Right. So, and then...
Don't bring welders into it. It's just going to confuse things even more.
What I'm going to say is, none of those people, them two sets of people, would be able to weld. So a welder is a specialised art. You've got gas welding, you've got arc welding. So if somebody welded that wheel on, then he would be a welder. He wouldn't be a blacksmith.
Who's the best? Who could make... OK, and who could make the best weapons? A farrier, a blacksmith, or a welder?
A blacksmith.
Perfect. Then my money's on the blacksmith then. Michael, tell me about the people you've saved, because we finish at 4 o'clock.
Right. I was in the back garden when I lived in Birmingham, and the houses are back to back. And I heard this explosion. I thought, bloody hell, what's that gone off?
Yeah.
Anyway, I went out the back gate, and I could hear somebody screaming in the garden opposite, so I opened the gate up, and there's a bloke there on fire.
Flipping heck!
And what he'd done, he'd thrown some petrol on a bit of a bonfire he'd got to burn some garden rubbish.
Such a bloke thing to do.
And it had a flashback, exploded, and he was virtually alight. So I sort of took a dive at him, got him over and rolled him over and over. His daughter coming out, screaming her head off, told her to go back in the house,
yeah,
put some water in the bath, get a sheet off the bed, put it in, and bring the sheet out covered in water.
Fantastic.
We put that over him, and it saved him from having like 70 or 80% burns. It stopped a lot of that happening.
Hey, that's brilliant, Michael.
But in the garden next to him, there was a load of our friends, I will call them friends, but about 12 of them, just watching him burn.
Oh, blimey.
I mean, that ain't on. But either they didn't know, or they just stood there watching, like he could have burned to death.
Well, well done, Mike. And he was all right, was he, afterwards?
Yeah, well, funnily enough, he was in the paper about it, and he came round to see me about a month later. He says, I'm ever so sorry, he says, but I didn't know what was happening, and you're the chap that saved my life.
Right.
I said, yes. He said, and I didn't say nothing at the time, because I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, fair play, but he was on fire. You'd let him off. What did he give you in way of thanks, Michael? Because in the olden days, he'd have been your servant forever.
Well, he wasn't there.
He
just said thank you very much, and I didn't want nothing for it. It's something you do on the spur of the moment.
No, you'd want some money, wouldn't you? You'd want a nice lunch at the very least.
No, if you do something like that, you're not particularly...
Okay, so that's life-saving number one.
Yeah, number two.
Yeah.
I was in a certain town.
Yeah, don't mention the name of the town.
Somebody approached me and said, there's a bloke upstairs, he's got half a dozen cans of beer and he's threatening to jump off the multi-storey car park.
Oh, crikey.
I said, you're joking? He says, no, I'm not. He said, he's up there. So I went up there and I found the bloke, and he got half a dozen cans of beer, and I was talking to him. I said, get the beer, mate, I'll have a beer with you. He said, all right. And we got talking, and I got somebody passing to give the police a call, and about 5 minutes later, the police come and crept up. We managed to get him in the back of the car, and he was sectioned then.
But you stopped him jumping off, yeah.
Was 10 days later in the paper, he committed suicide and going to throw himself under a truck on the A5 somewhere.
Blimey, well, Michael, do you know what? If I were you, I'd have told that story first. But thank you and well done. He's a proper hero, Trevor. A proper hero.
He ain't off.
That's good, isn't it? Well done, him.
Yeah.
Trevor, go on. What have you got for us?
Well, he stole my thunder completely about blacksmiths, but caravans.
Yeah.
I think they should pass a test to be able to pull one.
Ladies and gentlemen, sense is speaking at last. It's taking an hour and 15 minutes, but common sense has called up. Continue,
I know
Trevor.
A lot of people are experienced, and a lot of my mates who are, HGV drivers, they pull caravans. Obviously, they've got the experience to do it. But I still think to get a car and then hook a caravan up, you've never driven one before.
Yep.
You should be shown what to do. A lot of them are sensible, but you get the odd idiot what ain't got a clue what he's doing.
And you're right. A lot of them are sensible, but some of them drive absolutely terribly.
They're bloody ridiculous, some of them. They really are. They cause their own bother, you know what I mean?
Trevor, listen, I've got to move on. Thank you. Mark, stay there. I'm just a bit behind with the music. We'll come to you in a bit. 03453 009956. Saving lives, cutting keys and carp. Yeah, we can do 45 minutes on that. 03453 009956. Ever saved anybody's lives? Caravans suck. Carp. Cutting keys. And to be honest, any old guff that you want to talk... What did I say? Did I say carp? What did I say?
I thought you did.
What did I say?
I don't know.
Did I say something rude?
No, I don't think you did.
Did I?
No, you didn't. I said carp. You've already said that.
Carp.
It's fine. Yeah.
Carp. Mark?
Hello.
Did I say carp?
I can't hear you properly now.
Pardon?
I couldn't hear you now.
Huh?
Enough.
Hang on a minute. Well, no, because we're all wondering if we're going to get our P45s. I won't get one. I'll just get the boot. Gary, did I say carp?
I didn't hear you, mate. No, you said it. You didn't say anything rude, mate.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, that's a relief. Thank you. Gary, we'll come to you in a second. Mark, what have you got for us, boss?
My wife's been cutting keys for 30 years.
She must have sore fingers.
No, not really.
Okay.
It's not the cutting keys that's difficult. It's the key recognition that's the skill.
Key recognition. What now? That means, I'm assuming, the blank key that you have to choose for the job.
That's right. Yeah, we've got probably over 500,000 different types.
Excuse me?
We've got about 500,000 different types of.
So is she a professional key cutter?
Yeah.
This is it's not just like a weird hobby that she has in her garage.
No, it's a family business.
It's okay. So and you've got 500,000 different keys in your building.
In our building, yeah.
Where do you store them all?
Here, there, and everywhere.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a good system. Yeah. It's a good system. Can you ever find them? Because I'm always losing my keys.
Yeah, we can always find them. Yeah.
What? Why is? Because some keys. Sometimes you go to get your keys cut, right, and they'll say, "Yeah, that'll be £3." Sometimes you go and get your keys cut, and they go, "Oh, yeah, that'll be £35." Why are some keys so expensive?
Well, car keys, program keys, they're like 35, 25, £60.
It's. I don't want to knock your business, but it's a bit of a rip-off, isn't it, Mark?
Well, not really now, because if you go to the main dealers, they charge £100.
How difficult is it to cut a key? Come on, look, we're speaking mano a mano here. It must be quite easy.
To cut a general bog standard key, it's quite simple, really.
Yeah.
It's now we're cutting the key correctly if you've used the wrong blank.
And do you do shoes as well?
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Why? What's the connection between shoes and keys?
I don't know. It's just services, isn't it?
But then why don't you do hair braiding or henna tattoos? You know what I don't understand, and this isn't knocking you. This has always confused me, right? Why cobblers do keys and key cutters do cobbles?
Do bobbles?
Cobbles.
Oh, cobbling.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just services, isn't it? We just provide services that people need.
I suppose so. And do you have, in your window, a little robotic man who is gently hammering a shoe?
I used to have, but he died.
Iain Lee.
On BBC WM.
95.6. The voice of Birmingham and the Black
Hey, we've had good
Country.
calls today. They do, don't they? All cobblers have got that little robot man just gently cobbling a shoe in the window. You've seen that, haven't you? You've seen those, haven't you, Gary?
I have, mate, yeah.
I'm not being facetious. If anyone can explain why key cutters always fix shoes and shoe fixers always cut keys, I don't... do they use the same machine or something?
Bizarre, isn't it?
It's weird.
Bizarre.
It's weird.
Absolutely weird, mate.
Gary,
Can't make it out.
what you got for us?
1991, mate. I rescued 3 people from a house fire.
Flipping
And actually got in the building and got them out and then got out
Ladies and
myself.
gentlemen, we got what I like to call a genuine hero. Tell us a story, Gary.
Well, basically, mate, I'd been into a night out at the Reynolds Bar in Stafford.
Yep.
And I always walk home in them days, like you do.
Yeah, of course.
And staggering home to my local chippy on the way home. Got to my chip shop, sat in there for a bit, had my chips, wrapped my fish up, and decided I'll walk home with my fish and have that later on when I get home.
I fancy a bag of chips now, thanks.
Yeah. So anyway, I started walking home, got up the road and got past this house, and for some reason I turned back and I thought, what's that flames coming from?
Yeah.
So I went back down to the house where it was coming from, walked up the side of the building, and the kitchen windows blew out. So in the meantime, bear in mind I was a bit drunk.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm beginning to see that being drunk may actually have aided your braveness.
Yeah,
your bravery.
I don't take used to take my phone out with me. So the nearest phone box was just up the road.
Yeah.
So I went to the phone box, phoned the fire brigade,
Yeah.
and everything. And they asked whereabouts the fire was. Well, I couldn't remember the number. I just knew it was on that road,
Yes.
on the Wolverhampton Road in Stafford. And then next minute, while I was on the phone, I could hear people shouting, "Help! Save me! Save me!"
Oh my goodness!
So I had to say, right, I've got to go off the phone. I'm going. You'll find me. You'll see me on the house on fire. So I went back to the house, to the front room window.
Yeah.
It was a bay window. The daughter had put her hand through the window, a little window. But how she'd done it, she'd cut all her wrist open as she pulled it back out.
Yeah.
So I had to smash the big window with my elbow and then get in by the bay window, just sit by the bay window inside, get them to come over to the window and get them out. So I got the daughter out and I got the mother and father out.
Now, when you say you got them out, were you kind of... Did you pick them up and carry them, or did they have an arm around you and you were leading them? What did you do?
Basically, I got inside the window, inside, and then basically got them to come to the window, to where I was at the window.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to go too far in myself. And then managed to get them out over the window and put them out before the firemen come. And then there was people upstairs, because they were like flats. And lucky enough, the people upstairs, they got alerted, so they were like leaning out the windows, so they didn't get fingy, and they got rescued by the firemen. But then I got took to hospital with the girl in the ambulance.
Yeah.
The father got quite a lot of burns, but he survived them, and he lived for another 15 years.
Hey.
The mum lived for another 10 years.
So you kept in touch with the family, did you?
I kept in touch with the family. Not last year. I went to the funeral of the father.
Wow.
And they mentioned me at the funeral.
Wow.
And I had a bravery award. I met the mayor and had a bravery award presented to me by the mayor of Stafford. And when I was at home, I had a knock on the door, and his colleagues from work come round, and they'd had a donation, and they'd collected £200 for saving his life.
Gary, listen, you are a proper hero.
And then a few days later, the whole family come round to my house, and they bought me a silver tankard and engraved on it saying, "What a very brave man you were."
Gary, listen, very rarely we do this. A round of applause. A genuine hero. Gary, what a brilliant story. Thank you, mate. Well, I don't think anyone's going to beat that, are they? Really?
They seek him here, they seek him there. His clothes are loud, but never square. It will make or break him, so he's got to buy the best, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. And when he does his little rounds round the boutiques of London town, eagerly pursuing all the latest fads and trends, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. Oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is. He thinks he is a flower to be looked at, and when he pulls his frilly nylon and his raked up tight, he feels a dedicated follower of fashion. Oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is. There's one thing that he loves, and that is flattery. One week he's in polka dots, and next week he's in stripes, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. They seek him here, they seek him there, in Regent Street and Leicester Square. Everywhere the Carnation army marches on, each one a dedicated follower of fashion. Oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is. His world is built round discotheques and parties. His pleasure pleasure-seeking individual always looks his best, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. He flits from shop to shop just like a butterfly. In matters of the cloth, he is as fickle as can be, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. He's a dedicated follower of fashion. He's a dedicated follower of fashion.
That song, right, I know it's a cliche, but that song, every time I hear a song I've heard millions of times, I try and listen to them as though it's the first time I've heard it. And that song is the perfect pop song, isn't it? Isn't it? Let's get the travel news now. Here's Phil Peacock.
A broken down van is closing a lane on the northbound side of the M42, causing delays between Junction 4 for Shirley and Dorridge and Junction 5 for Solihull and Knoll. The southbound M6 remains very slow from Junction 10A at the M54 turn towards Junction 8 for the M5 because of various restrictions in place while they do roadworks. The Aston Expressway away from Birmingham City Centre is very congested from Dartmouth Circus towards Spaghetti Junction. That's the M6 at Junction 6. It's now helped by the closure of the tidal flow in and out the city centre while they do some roadworks around Salford Circus. And there's queues on Mucklow Hill as you travel towards Hellzone from Quinton. It's because of some gas main work there. Not looking too bad on public transport, but if you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel on 0330 123 3550.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country. BBC WM 95.6.
Last 30 minutes of the show, 03453 009956. Let's get the news now. Here's Chris Blakemore.
Thank you, Ian. Good afternoon. A Birmingham mother says it's a miracle her 2-year-old daughter wasn't seriously injured after a manhole cover exploded next to her. It happened in Tyseley yesterday as Karen Malanga was walking just behind her mum and dad along the Warwick Road. People working nearby say it's the second time the cover's blown off. And you can see a video of it happening by going to the BBC WM Facebook page. The chef and manager of a pub have been sent to prison after a customer died from food poisoning and dozens of others became ill. Mehmet Kaya and Anne-Marie McSweeney served reheated turkey for Christmas dinner at the Railway Hotel in Hornchurch in December 2012. The owners of the pub have been fined £1.5 million. Weekly figures show waiting times in all types of A&E departments across England have improved to their best level since November, but the target is still being missed. Last week, the units managed to see 92.4% of people within 4 hours. The target, though, is 95%. And the Prince of Wales, representing the Queen, is to travel to Saudi Arabia to pay his condolences after the death of King Abdullah. He was 90, he'd been suffering from pneumonia. His death means the Queen is now the world's oldest reigning monarch.
Yes! Sorry.
And the weather. Cloudy in the afternoon. Some outbreaks of patchy rain with highs of 6 Celsius, 43 Fahrenheit. That rain clearing tonight. Cold though, lows of 0 Celsius, 32 Fahrenheit. Tomorrow, a dry, bright and sunny day. Lots of blue sky and sunshine. Highs Saturday, 5 Celsius, 41 Fahrenheit.
You ready? Is that it?
That's it.
Isn't it great? Our Queen. There's been lots of stories recently about old people dying. And I'm suspicious. There was the 14-year-old lady, right? There's the 100-year-old man who died on his 100th birthday as his family was singing happy birthday to him. There's this King Abdullah fella.
90.
What is going on?
I heard you saying last Saturday you'd be happy. Was it 70, you said?
70, and I'm 41 and I'm already getting bored of life. How old are you, Chris? 50? 53? Oh, that's the laugh of, I'm laughing, but when I see you after the show, I'm going to beat you up. Thank you.
The Voice.
The Voice.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country. BBC WM 95.6.
That's one of those. A quick recap, then we'll have a song, and then we'll take some more calls. So, caravans, they suck. I said suck, don't they? They're awful things. But some people love them. We've gone from caravans to farriers to blacksmiths. What was the one you came up with? The master what?
Oh, God, no, I don't know.
Master forgers. No.
The forge master.
Forge master. What the hell is a forge master?
Forge master.
That's something.
Blacksmiths and forge masters.
That sounds like something from The Hobbit. Go to Forge Master and get the sword of Arundel. So we've talked about that. By the way, and I've got to say it again. What was the name of that last call? Was it Mark?
Gary.
Gary. Flipping it. I love the fact that he was drunk, and I suspect had he been sober that he might not have been quite so bold in entering that building.
I do feel like you can conquer the world.
That's
when you've had a few.
incredible, though, isn't it?
Isn't
it? Doesn't it put everything that we've never done into perspective? He saved 3 people from a burning building. It doesn't get much better than that. If you've saved anybody's life, it doesn't have to be as dramatic as that. The first story of saving a life was a dog. So someone pulled a chicken bone from a dog's mouth. It would be, of course, could be as many ways. Yes, exactly. So it doesn't have to be quite as dramatic as saving 3 people from a burning house. 03453 009956 is the telephone. Can I also... You're like the sort of person... Have you watched this Wolf Hall?
It's recorded.
Right. Because it looks rubbish.
It does, it looks good.
Oh, it looks so boring.
Good.
It's got... who's in it? Not Mark Radcliffe. The fella that good... Not the fella that was in... that play, Jerusalem. I sat next to the lead singer from Iron Maiden when I watched it.
He was...
Mark.
No, it's not Mark.
It is Mark Rylance. Mark. There's the spy, the American spy, the American Muslim spy.
Yeah.
And
what's his name?
Daniel Ledbetter.
No, it's not.
Darren Lewis.
Damian
Lewis. So there's also another fella, Mark somebody. And I'll be honest, everyone's saying, this is the best drama ever. If I'm honest, it looks rubbish. It looks... No, it doesn't look great.
It looks great.
Period dramas are rubbish.
Mark Rylance.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I saw him in a play. Are you looking...
Answer this call.
Okay, fine. It's got tense here, isn't it? It looks awful, Wolf Hall, doesn't it? 03453 009956. Now, if it was starring the Doobie Brothers, and then I'd be watching it. I'll be watching the Doobies. What? 03453 009956. Oh, I've got a load of texts as well. I'll do these texts after this. seriously, I mean, man. It's period drama, boring drama, British drama, rubbish drama. I don't know anything about the Doobie Brothers. Were they actually brothers? And was their last name Doobie? I don't know. The Walker Brothers weren't brothers. All Walkers. No, hang on. One of them was. The others weren't. I think. I'm so confused. Rob's on the line. One of them. Rob, have I got this right? There was Scott Walker in the Walker Brothers.
Yeah.
But the other two brothers weren't brothers.
Well, I haven't got a clue, mate.
So to call them brothers is very, very tenuous. But to call one of them Walker, you'd call him Mr. Walker. Until he said, you can call me Scott. I've introduced Scott Walker on stage. No, I haven't. I've introduced Jarvis Cocker on stage, who then introduced Scott Walker on stage. That's the same night, Rob. I introduced Christina Aguilera on stage, and I had to stay there. And then she introduced someone else on stage. My memory gets a bit hazy at this point. I think I was probably very drunk. And she's walking backwards. And I'm stood there and I'm doing the maths, Rob. The only time I've done maths in my life. And I think if she takes one more step backwards, Christina Aguilera, I'm going to be touching her bum. And there's nothing I can do about it. She stopped taking steps backwards, Rob. She's kind of got, like, radar around that. What have you called in for, Rob? It's true, all based on a true story.
Bit disappointing, that, isn't it?
A little bit disappointing, Rob, a little bit disappointing. That was a very interesting evening. I met Robert Smith from The Cure. What a nice fella, although he still looked like Robert Smith from The Cure, even though he must have been 50. He had the hair and the makeup and everything, and he was lovely. He's a big fella. He's tall and he's really broad.
Really?
Anyway, Rob, we're going off on a tangent that is irrelevant. You've saved somebody's life.
Well, me and my father did.
Oh, go on, what happened?
Well, I don't know whether you've ever heard of the Bill and Ball pub in Hay Mills.
Yes, of course, yes.
Well, my dad in the 80s used to have a business just across the road from there.
Yeah.
And it was quite ironic. We was finishing work for the night.
Yeah.
It's about 6 o'clock. And as we got in the car, we heard this almighty bang.
Yeah.
And we looked across the road. There'd been this minivan in an accident.
Yeah, yeah.
And what happened? A car had gone up the back end of him. Because they used to have some main headlights just there, if you remember, traffic lights. And what happened? This bloke had stopped in the minivan, and the car had hit him at the back.
Hey,
right. So we could see him banging on the window. The bloke in the minivan, he couldn't get out. So me and my dad run across the Coventry Road to the minivan. And what happened? Because of the impact, the two front doors. You know, it's only a two-door.
Yeah.
The two front doors are jammed, and he couldn't get out. Oh. And then, as he was screaming, I looked into the back of the car and there was flames starting to come in the back of the car.
Oh, no!
Yeah, so this bloke was screaming and panicking at the window and we couldn't get the doors open. So at this moment, by the way, there's all flames all on the floor, on the road. So our trousers are getting burnt.
Yeah.
So my dad just elbowed the window and smashed the window. We pulled this chap out through the window and just as we got to the curb, it exploded.
Oh, man!
Yeah. We got an award for it and everything off the Lord Mayor and the Town Hall and whatever.
Did you? I mean, did the fella give you anything? Did he say? I'm not saying. Listen, these stories are actually brilliant and amazing, and I'm not saying that you should have got things. But I kind of think if my life had been saved by someone like that, I would be so grateful. I would offer you cash.
He's having a birthday party and he invited us to his birthday party in his hall. And
he wants a present. He wants a present as well as being saved.
Presented us with a clock.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah, so, but all he ended up was with one stitch in his head because we dropped his head at the curb when the van exploded, we all sort of fell over, sort of thing. It was quite a dramatic stuff, actually.
Yeah.
And you didn't really think about it at the time, but when we got home, I was sitting there, my dad was sitting there having our tea, and our dad said, "Are you thinking what I'm thinking?" We were both sitting there shaking.
I was about to say, I bet when you got home, you're as cool as cucumbers, and then about an hour later, you started shaking.
Oh, yeah, it was horrendous. I mean, all the bottoms of our trousers was on fire.
And can I say, what a great experience... This is going to sound weird, but stick with it. What a great experience to share with your dad.
Oh, yeah.
What a wonderful thing for a dad and a son. And I don't mean, but for a dad and a son to share saving someone's life, that must be incredibly bonding.
Yeah, it is bonding. We was in the evening mail and everything.
Wow. Rob, listen, it's good to talk to you. I love it. You're right. I knew this one would go, Joe. You're right. Absolutely right to suggest that we talk about this, saving people's lives. I thought we'd get one good story. We've had a handful of brilliant stories. Thank you, Rob. Now on to carp. Camilla.
Hello.
I've had a text from someone, from Ant, who's surprised to see carp in a shop. Now, I don't know anything about fish. Is it a Polish thing?
Yes, in Poland they eat carp on Christmas Eve. That's a traditional Christmas Eve dinner.
Oh.
And we eat fish. Not everybody eats carp. I mean, I don't like carp.
No.
Because I don't like picking all the bones. And it tastes a bit muddy, really.
Muddy? It tastes muddy?
Yeah,
Oy.
it's horrible.
Oy, oy, oy.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So so it's not that unusual. So you would definitely get this in a Polish supermarket, and it's probably starting to spread out into mainstream supermarkets.
Yeah, it's just before Christmas you get them, and they sell them alive.
Yeah. What?
And that's why, some people have problem with that because they don't get enough oxygen, and they, swim on their side a bit, and it's a bit cruel, really.
Camilla, you're Polish.
Yes.
Right, Elizabeth, are you Polish as well?
Yes, indeed.
Is there anything you want to say to each other in your mother tongue? Because the only Polish I know, I think, is rude. I'm not sure, so I don't want to.
Oh well, let's don't try that one then, just in case.
I'm not sure. I was told one thing, and I think it might mean something else.
Okay, right. We can get it in any language.
Yeah, exactly. Have a little chat. I like Polish. I think Polish is a great sounding language. Have a little say hello to each other.
Okay.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry, witam cię serdecznie.
Witam. Skąd pani dzwoni?
Ja ze swojej szkoły. Czy mam... rozumiem, że rozmowa jest na temat karpia świątecznego, tak?
Tak.
Aha. I co myślisz? Słyszałam tylko część twojej wypowiedzi na temat tego, że karpie pływają żywe, tak, w sklepach.
Tak, w większości sklepów sprzedają żywe i pływają na boczku trochę i trochę to jest takie okrutne, nie? Bo nie dostają wystarczająco tlenu, więc po prostu zadzwoniłam tak z ciekawości, żeby wytłumaczyć.
You're listening to the Polish Hour on BBC WM 95.6. I love it. I think.
Come on, talk to me, Iain.
Honestly, the thing I think I know, I don't want to risk it, just in case it's thoroughly offensive. I hate to, but I think because there are some languages, right? German sounds horrible. German is a horrible sounding language. There are some Polish. I think is just magical sounding.
Oh, thank you.
Elizabeth,
one of the most difficult languages. So.
Yeah, well, I know exactly. Languages that have made-up alphabets are always difficult. Elizabeth, you'd back up Camilla, would you, on this carp thing?
Yes. What would you like to know? Yes, I totally agree with my predecessor here that it is I think there is that common misconception amongst other nations that it's our delicacy, which is not, because this fish is purely sold during Christmas period. So, in that respect, that's speciality for Christmas.
OK, and it's only at Christmas time you have it?
I think predominantly. I don't think you can... Yes, it's available all year round because...
Morrison's are selling it now, apparently, according to our texter.
I went to Morrison's the other day and I think I actually saw the fish at Tesco's as well.
Wow.
One of the Tesco stores. So I thought, that's, it's great. I thought, great, perhaps those big chains are recognising, that there are so many Poles here.
But they're a month too late.
But who would buy this fish, which is purely a Christmas dish? End of January.
Does it taste as horrible as Camilla says? Camilla, what did you describe it as? Tasting muddy?
Yeah, muddy.
I think I would agree to some extent. Well, I mean, there are people who love it because I think it's more to do with the fact that it's very traditional, it's very much, rooted deeply in our culture, religion as well. If I had the choice, I would definitely go for cod or haddock, and this is what we serve to our kids, Christmas days, because
I don't really
it's just the fish bones. I think that's the worst part of it, isn't it? I think the meat itself is very delicate, but it's full of fish bones, so no, kids don't like it, really.
Elizabeth, Camilla, it's so lovely to talk to you. And genuinely, I think the Polish language, I think it sounds magical. More Poles over here, please, because honestly, I love it. And I love the writing. Polski sklep, No, I love it. Elizabeth, Camilla, you're both excellent sports. Thank you very much. And I probably made the right decision not risking my one Polish phrase.
This week.
I do appreciate that. Thoroughly enjoyed the evening. Thank you.
BBC WM 95.6 hosted a Wolves fans forum with Kenny Jackett.
I don't think the club is in a bad place. I think the league is wide open.
In the build-up to the season's climax, Kenny answers your questions.
How come it takes us a full half before we start playing?
Do you think we've done that all of the time this year? We certainly did it Saturday, I do agree.
Hear the Wolves fans forum with Kenny Jackett. A question here, hello.
Which player do you always pick first?
Who's first on the team sheet?
Yeah, I'll be diplomatic and say Carla Keamy because he's number one.
Tonight, from 7.
On BBC WM 95.6.
Some texts here. Mike, Ian, stay there. Come to you in a minute. Franksy's on at 4, so don't worry. Oh, Stephen, you should be doing this show, not me. So remember we heard from the fella, Gary, who saved 3 people from a house fire? He'd been to have fish and chips, and he'd eaten the chips, and he'd wrapped the fish up, and he went and saved people from the fire. Stephen says, Iain, regarding Gary, who saved those people from the fire, did he say what happened to his fish, or did I miss that bit? We didn't ask him. We never found out if he got to eat that delicious fish or not. It wasn't a carp, we know that. Iain, I think you're still living in the dark ages, says Mick, who sent this message through using a magic message device. Caravans today can be more comfortable than a hotel. Well, that is rubbish. That is rubbish. More comfortable than a hotel?
We've got 2 loos in ours.
What?
2 loos.
Well, how many loos do you need?
It's an ensuite.
Get to the caravan show and have a look at some. No. You'll be very surprised. I won't, because I'm not going. And the sites you can get on are spotless and with lots of entertainment. I can imagine the kind of entertainment you get at a caravan site. It'll be some old bald fella playing an accordion.
No, you don't want the entertainment.
Singing Neil Diamond songs. Actually, it doesn't sound bad, does it? If there are any old bald fellas that want to come in on the show tomorrow playing the accordion, singing Neil Diamond songs, you're actually welcome. I took my caravan to Cornwall last year and I had a more enjoyable holiday than I had in Spain 2 weeks before. Well, if you'd have stayed in a hotel in Cornwall, it would have been even more enjoyable.
More to the point, how can you go on holiday for 2 weeks, come back, and then go straight away on another holiday?
As a kid, we had a holiday once every 3 years. Mike's on the line. Good afternoon, Mike.
Good afternoon, Ian.
What you got for us, boss?
You were talking about names. You know when you said you played the Doobie Brothers?
Yeah, the Doobie Brothers. Are they actually brothers? Is their last name Doobie?
I don't know, but what I was going to speak to you about is you were on about Scott Walker.
Yes.
Now, I think his real name wasn't Scott Walker.
Oh.
I think it was Scott Engel.
No, you're thinking of Engelbert Humperdinck.
No, I'm not.
Wasn't his name Scott Engelbert?
No. Jerry Dorsey or something like that.
Oh, was Engelbert Humperdinck Jerry Dorsey?
Something like that.
Well, these people that work in the media that change their names, it makes you sick. So Scott Walker wasn't, but then why did he change it to Walker? Why didn't the others change theirs to Walker? And why the hell did they pretend to be brothers?
I don't know, but this is going back years when I was younger. I worked with an older bloke, and he was on about the girls that used to like these blokes in the 60s and that.
Yeah.
And they used to write I Love Engel, and it was Scott Walker.
Oh.
Now, you can check it out. I mean, I'm 99% sure.
Well, I'm not going to check it out. I'm going to trust you, Mike, over the internet.
Right. Thank you.
No, thank you. So I'm only moving on because we're coming towards the end of the show. Ian's on the line. Afternoon, Iain.
Hi, brother. How are you doing?
I'm all right, if I understood that correctly. What have you got for us?
Iain, do you know how much of those guys go and get arrested to catch those fish from the pond?
Just say that one more time and move your mouth ever so slightly away from the phone.
Do you know how much of those guys get arrested in this country catching out the fish from the pond and killing the goose?
The Polish guys?
Yes.
I don't know. It sounds like a joke. Sounds like a slightly racist joke. I don't know. How many Polish guys get arrested for stealing the carp and killing the goose?
There's a lot of them couple years back, Iain.
Yeah. The thing is, have you got a problem with that?
Well, they're not supposed to do it. It's our heritage.
Yeah, but come on, they're only carp. Have you got a problem with people coming over here and stealing our carp?
There's a beauty. There's the beauty of the pond, Iain.
But Iain, the animals are out there for us to eat. You eat fish, you eat meat. So what's your beef if some Polish people go and nick a few carp from the local pond?
They're not supposed to. That is the beauty of the pond, Iain. Come on,
let them have a few carp. You won't notice if there's half a dozen carp missing. Would you ever eat a carp?
No, Iain.
Thank you very much indeed. Simon's on the line. Good afternoon, Simon. Probably the last call on this show. What have you got for us?
I'm just on about these caravans. I can understand people having them because last year we went to Gran Canaria and we took a UV light for the mattress. And if you could see the bodily fluids that are on that mattress...
Oh, what? Hang on a minute. So, what? This is a... Hang on a second, I'm confused. You stayed in a hotel in Gran Canaria?
Yeah, it was a 5-star hotel, all-inclusive.
Why did you took a UV light to look at the bodily fluids on the bed?
Well, we had camera equipment and we had the UV bulb, so... We was watching Gordon Ramsay from...
I'm sorry to hear that.
When he goes over to America and he puts a UV light on the mattress.
Yeah.
So we just tried it. and you should see the stains on it.
But listen, that's the thing. I know when I stay in a hotel bed that all kinds of shenanigans have happened there. And I'm not that bothered about it. I try and forget it and I just get my head down.
Yeah, well, you won't now. I've mentioned it, will
Yeah,
you?
thanks, Simon.
So then people who buy a brand new caravan, it's like a home from home, and at least they know it's only them who slept on it.
Simon, thank you very much indeed. But I think at the end of that we concluded very, very little. That Polish people like carp. Ian's upset that they steal carp from parks. I don't know why he's upset. Surely it shows quick thinking and brains to do such a thing. What else have we discovered? There are heroes listening to the show. Actual heroes. The great tragedy of this show, and this is why I'm not as good as I like to think I am, is I never asked Gary what happened to his fish when he dived into a burning building to save a family of 3. Back tomorrow, bright and early at 9 o'clock. Let's get the travel news now, though. Here's Phil Peacock.
There's some slow-moving traffic on the northbound side of the M5 through the roadworks from Junction 4A for the M42 towards Junction 4 for Bromsgrove and Stourbridge on the A38. It remains very slow in the southbound side of the M6 from Junction 10A for the M54 towards Junction 8 for the M5. Again, that's ongoing roadworks causing those delays. Some slow-moving traffic away from Birmingham on the A38 Aston Expressway towards the M6 at Junction 6. There's also some slow-moving traffic through the St Chad's Queensway Tunnel in Birmingham as you head towards Snow Hill. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
BBC WM 95.6.
A very good afternoon. Friday afternoon, heading towards the weekend. 4 o'clock, Francie with you. The football phone in on the way after 6. Richard Snakers and Paul Devlin in tonight.